Express entry pause. Ottawa puts thousands of immigration dreams on hold. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. Today, we're diving into one of the most unexpected developments in Canadian immigration this year. The sudden and unexplained pause in the express entry system. Since March 21st, not a single invitation has been issued, and thousands of highly skilled candidates are left in limbo, watching their chances of permanent residency freeze without warning. But this isn't just about paused draws. It's about what this silence could mean for the future of immigration in Canada. From shifting political pressures to changes in selection priorities, there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. And near the end of this video, we'll uncover a deeper and more alarming trend: rising deportations and what many are calling a harder stance on immigration policy. So stay with us to get the full story, because what's happening now could reshape your pathway to Canada in ways you haven't imagined. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from Canada Chronicles. Let's get started. Canada's express entry on hold. Canada's immigration system has long been praised for its fairness and structure, with express entry regarded as one of the most effective tools for selecting skilled immigrants. But as of April 12, 2025, this system has come to an unexpected standstill. The last express entry draw took place on March 21st, and since then, there have been no new invitations to apply. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has provided no updates or estimated timelines for when the process will resume. This prolonged silence is shaking the confidence of applicants, employers, and immigration professionals alike. Over 200,000 candidates currently sit in the express entry pool, many with competitive scores. As their language results and medical exams approach expiration, they're forced into uncertainty. Employers, meanwhile, face mounting delays in securing skilled talent. How express entry works. Express entry is not a standalone immigration program, but rather an application management system. It governs three main economic immigration streams: the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trades Program, and the Canadian Experience Class. Candidates are assessed and ranked based on factors like age, education, language proficiency, and work experience, with the highest scorers receiving invitations to apply for permanent residency during routine draws. This system has been known for its efficiency and transparency. However, the current pause disrupts that stability. Without consistent draws, high-scoring candidates find themselves stranded without guidance or clarity. Unpacking the pause. While Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has not released an official explanation, multiple developments point to likely causes. One is the government's pivot toward category-based draws, announced earlier this year. These draws target applicants in sectors facing critical labor shortages, such as healthcare, skilled trades, and early childhood education. This more focused strategy requires behind-the-scenes recalibrations to ensure the system prioritizes sectoral needs effectively. Another significant change was the removal of points for arranged employment, which took effect on March 25. This adjustment has disrupted the CRS scoring landscape, further complicating draw logistics. The timing of this pause also coincides with growing political scrutiny. As Canada approaches a federal election, immigration remains a contentious issue. The government is under pressure to respond to concerns about housing affordability, strained healthcare systems, and rising infrastructure demands. Temporarily slowing the intake of new residents may be a tactical move to show restraint amid a charged political climate. In addition, the government reduced its immigration target for 2025 to 395,000 permanent residents, down from the previously planned 500,000. With tighter annual quotas, fewer draws may simply be a matter of arithmetic, delaying invitations to prevent surpassing the intake ceiling too early in the year. Adding to the uncertainty, many stakeholders in the immigration sector, consultants, provincial officials, and employers, have expressed frustration over the lack of communication from federal authorities. The absence of clear messaging has made it difficult for those supporting applicants to provide guidance or manage expectations. This vacuum of transparency is fueling speculation and eroding confidence in what was once seen as one of the world's most efficient and predictable immigration systems. Impact on applicants and the economy. For many individuals, this isn't just an administrative delay, it's a disruption to years of preparation. Skilled workers who have invested in education, professional development, and relocation planning now face expired documents, lost job opportunities, and shattered timelines. They remain stuck in place, watching their chances dim without any updates from immigration officials. Industries such as information technology, healthcare, construction, and engineering are especially affected. These sectors depend heavily on a steady inflow of temporary foreign workers and permanent residents to support ongoing operations and fill chronic labor gaps. Delays in residency processing mean these industries experience slowed growth, overworked staff, and in some cases, stalled infrastructure and service delivery. Alternatives drying up. With express entry frozen, some applicants have turned to provincial nominee programs. This cutback has forced provinces to tighten their selection criteria, making it even harder for out-of-province applicants or those in non-priority occupations to secure nominations. One growing concern among applicants is the inconsistency in how provinces respond to the cutbacks. While some provinces have pivoted toward regional and occupation-specific nominations to maximize efficiency, others have been slower to adapt, creating a patchwork of policies that confuses and frustrates applicants. This uneven provincial response only deepens the sense of unpredictability in Canada's immigration landscape and reinforces the need for more coordinated, transparent federal-provincial planning. Quebec has expressed strong concerns. The province's immigration minister has warned that Quebec can no longer handle increasing numbers of newcomers without greater federal coordination and support. He's calling for better redistribution across provinces and stronger efforts to manage asylum flows. Changes in processing times. Even those already invited are seeing shifting timelines. According to recent updates, applications under the Federal Skilled Worker Program now take about 6 months to process, up from 5. The Canadian Experience class remains steady at 5 months, while provincial nominee applications through express entry have seen slight improvement, moving from 7 months down to 6. However, these averages mask what many applicants experience in reality: long waits, inconsistent updates, and an overall sense of stagnation. As communication slows, trust in the system erodes. Thanks for staying with us this far. We appreciate your time and hope you're finding this information valuable. The hidden connection. Rising deportations and a harder immigration stance. What if this pause is not just a temporary measure, but a signal of something deeper? That question becomes more relevant when viewed alongside another recent trend. Rising deportations. The Canada Border Services Agency reported that over 16,000 people were removed from the country between April 2023 and March 2024. That figure is more than double the number from just 2 years earlier. The agency has stated its intention to increase this number to 20,000 removals per year. Those facing removal include failed asylum seekers, individuals who overstayed visas, and foreign nationals whose work permits were revoked. While some removals are warranted, critics argue that the increasing focus on enforcement signals a more aggressive posture on immigration overall. Complicating this is the situation in the United States. With Donald Trump back in office, American immigration policy has become markedly more restrictive. Sweeping powers under the Alien Enemies Act, combined with mass deportations and expanded detentions, have led legal scholars to question whether the U.S. can still be considered a safe country for refugees. Canada's continued use of the Safe Third Country Agreement, which allows for returning asylum seekers to the U.S., is now under legal and ethical scrutiny. All of this suggests a shift in Canada's immigration philosophy. A system once defined by accessibility and human rights is now leaning toward caution, control, and selective inclusion. Where do we go from here? For applicants and stakeholders, the path forward requires resilience and strategy. Keep an eye on updates from Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, but also broaden your options. Strengthen your CRS profile where possible, and explore regional pilot programs like the Atlantic Immigration Program or the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. The pause may lift in weeks, or this could be the beginning of a more permanent transformation in how Canada selects and welcomes newcomers. The only certainty is that preparation and adaptability will be key in navigating the road ahead. Canada's express entry pause has created more questions than answers. For many, it's more than a policy delay. It's a life on hold. As the government shifts focus to targeted occupations, trims immigration targets, and ramps up deportations, we may be witnessing a defining moment in Canadian immigration. Whether this is a short-term response or a long-term shift remains unclear. But staying alert, well-informed, and flexible is more important than ever. If you're navigating this landscape, you're not alone, and your future in Canada is still possible. Thanks for watching this episode of Canada Chronicles. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, drop your questions in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, so you're always up to date with the latest immigration news and insights. We'll be back soon with more real talk on Canada's evolving immigration system. Until then, stay ready, stay informed.